You don't have to spend much time in the watch world to know that Rolex doesn't really make watches. They make icons. Things that have nicknames immediately. So yeah, it's like Daytona, Submariner. No. We have the Paul Newman. We have the Nicolas Cage, the Hulk, the Batman. Like, these wristwatches are literally named after superheroes. But tucked away amongst that legendary lineup is a watch that hasn't really gotten enough praise, in my opinion. Especially when we consider the incredible history it has, and I'm talking about the Rolex Air King. It's a watch that was literally born in the skies of World War II, and I think it's been misunderstood pretty much for its entire existence. Specifically, I want to focus on one of the modern reference numbers for the Rolex Air King, the 116900. This Air King was launched in 2016. It was simple, rugged, polarizing, and fast forward to 2025, it's the only Air King you should get. So in this episode, I'm going to break down the entire lineage, the history, if you will, of the Air King series, and I'm going to explain to you why the 116900 is probably one of Rolex's best, most underrated sports watches ever, and why you should probably focus on this 116900 over the 126900, because Rolex really ruined it, actually, with this newest one. And if you're at all interested in getting your hands on a Rolex Air King, there's good news, because Wolf Watch Club is running a competition, and in 3 days, one of you could go home with a brand new in-box Rolex Air King 116900. I'm going to explain to you how that works in a little bit. It is 8:51 a.m. Let's get down to business. So the Air King name actually dates back to the 1940s. Rolex founder Hans Wilsdorf created the Air King series to celebrate the Royal Air Force pilots of World War II. These guys obviously needed something tough, durable, reliable, something that they could have on their wrists while flying missions. Now, the early Air Kings, I'm going to show you pictures here, they were just really simple, time-only 34mm watches with an Oyster Perpetual case, but they were under the Precision series. So these often only had hand-wound movements. There aren't, I don't believe, any automatic watches in the Rolex Precision line. And for decades, the Air King never really changed. It was often a very small, simple watch in an Oyster case. Then, in 2016, Rolex kind of shocked everyone by taking the Air King name and injecting it with steroids. So essentially, they took a Milgauss case and they made it into a pilot's watch. So it's very durable, water resistant, anti-magnetic, it's got the threaded crown, the Oyster Perpetual case, but now it has a deep black dial with big Arabics. It's very, very legible, incredible contrast here. You get that green and that gold on the dial. It really, really pops. And it was trashed. The watch just was not well received. I don't know if people were confused where this watch fit in the Rolex lineup. Perhaps they thought it was a little bit too close to the Explorer, or maybe they thought they would just get an Oyster Perpetual instead. And it's a shame, because those people don't realize that this is one watch in the Rolex lineup that has legit military lineage, and it's actually incredibly functional for what it is. It's a legit pilot's watch, and it's not as big and clunky as something from the GMT Master series. And it's funny, because the GMT Master series has a rotating bezel, so people think it's a dive watch, but actually that was originally marketed as a pilot's watch as well. Whatever. What I'm trying to say is this new Air King 116900 did not have immediate icon status. It didn't get that nickname that other Rolexes got pretty much out the gate. But on the other hand, you have to understand people's opinions about these releases. You gotta take them with a grain of salt, because the Sky Dweller, another really big Rolex watch that is incredibly sought after, was also immediately trashed. Like, people hated that release, and now you can't even find one at a Rolex AD. It's just insane. But back to the Air King, okay? It's rugged, it's still incredibly simple, it is very functional as a day-to-day watch, and it's very, very easy to wear. Now, here's the thing. There's a 2025 iteration of essentially the same watch under the 126900 reference number. Now, what did Rolex change? Well, they took a very sleek, smooth, easy to wear watch and they mucked it up by giving it crown guards. I don't know why they did this. I think it was a really stupid move. They literally took one of the best things about the Air King and they made it more cumbersome. And I know people are gonna say, oh, well, crown guards, that adds to the function of the watch. I don't really care. It was a really nice, simple silhouette and they made it clunkier. It's just really stupid. And so people are coming around to this and they're realizing that the 116900 is probably the last perfect Air King that you can get. So I would scoop one of these up first and kind of forget about the 126900s, in my opinion. So listen, I'm a field watch guy, right? I really like the Explorer line. I have an Explorer 2 myself, but I could also see myself really enjoying an Explorer. Simple, time only, black dial. But some of us out there are more interested in the sky, aeronautics. People really like the military history that comes along with certain wristwatches. And to them, I would say, you should check out the Air King. Again, it has its roots in World War II. So let me know, were you one of the people that bashed the Air King immediately when it was released, or are you someone that always saw it as kind of an unsung hero in the Rolex sports watch catalog? So if I've convinced you that the Air King is in fact the watch to get, then you're in luck because Wolf Watch Club is doing a competition right now for an 116900 brand new in box. This is that Air King without those dastardly crown guards, and you could get it for essentially the price of a meal here in Los Angeles. Each ticket is $39.99, and there's only 399 tickets total. So your odds are very, very good, and in 3 days, it's gone. The competition's over, and here on the Time Teller channel, I'm going to be revealing the winner. So I don't pick the winner, it's all random according to randomdraws.com, but Wolf Watch Club is doing yet another competition, getting a very cool watch in the hands of watch enthusiasts. So guys, I'm very happy to be partnering with Wolf Watch Club. They're a bunch of watch enthusiasts running these competitions for watch enthusiasts. They've already done a competition for a Submariner, for a Pelagos, for a Speedy Moonwatch Professional, for a Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41, and now is your chance to potentially get your hands on a brand new inbox Rolex Air King 116900, the last of the great Rolex Air Kings. Click the link in the description below, go to wolfwatchclub.com, tell them I sent you, and good luck. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it.